Welcome to the Honor Movement, where we always take the vertical approach. If you can't see my mirrors, I can't see you. I'm sure you've seen this sign as you've driven along the highway over the years, and I've seen it many times myself, but recently I was driving along the highway and I saw this sign and it just completely changed my perspective. Now, you normally see this on one of these big trucks, these 18-wheelers, and I've always had an appreciation for 18-wheelers. As a matter of fact, one of my very first accidents happened as I was driving alongside an 18-wheeler. So I have a level of appreciation for them. I have an understanding of the impact that it has on the road. But when I saw this, this sign, for some reason, the sign spoke to me. If you can't see my mirror, then you can't see me. And I realized that the driver, he or she operates at an elevated level. And so the way that they view the world is much higher than the rest of the cars on the road. And that's why they can't see your perspective. And I just thought about, everything that we do here, we're always talking about a vertical approach, elevating our thought. We don't do things the way that everyone else does things. We don't view the world the way that everyone else views the world. We elevate our thinking, and once we get to that elevated place, then we know that we can change the way that we think, that we can change the way that we act, we can change the way that we talk. Because as I'm at an elevated place, I start to realize that there are things that may be important down there, but when I'm elevated, it's really not that important. And when I'm elevated, I don't really have time to be gossipy and backbiting and, angry all the time, because I'm vertical and I consider the greater impact. See, the average person on the road is just running out to get milk. They're just running from point A to point B. The vertical driver, they're doing something major. They're feeding the city somewhere. They're impacting an entire town. And as a matter of fact, any misstep on the highway impacts so many different people because the size of this vehicle. And I just thought about this myself. I want a sign like that for my life. That if you can't see my perspective, I can't see you. So if the conversation is gossipy and hateful and spiteful and racist and sexist, I'm sorry, I can't see it up here. Up here, we view the world a lot kinder up here. We view the world a lot purer up this way. Don't come to me with, how white people are. No, we just see people up here. Don't come to me with, you see that girl? I bet you she would. No. We just see sisters and daughters and mothers and queens up here. We're at a vertical perspective. We view the world from a higher approach. It's funny that when I get into conversations with people, even about when I challenge someone's perspective, I hope they don't think, I hope no one thinks that I'm trying to get you to the opposite perspective. I'm not trying to get you to move laterally. I'm trying to get us to move vertically. Because when we all go vertical, then we see the world brighter. We see it purer. And that's ultimately the goal of everything that we do. So if you can't see my mirrors, I can't see you, because I'm trying to elevate my thinking. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm better than you. That doesn't mean that you're less than I am. It doesn't mean that I'm so much smarter than anyone. It just, ultimately, I'm just trying to create a better world. I hope that you will take on this perspective. And one of the things that I realized with this elevated driver, when they think about the impact of where they're going, I mean, like I said, the average person's only going from point A to point B. This driver, they're going hundreds and hundreds of miles. Like you're going to the grocery store, they're going to Michigan. They're trying to get to Phoenix by Wednesday. They don't have time to get into every little petty argument, honk off in every city, because they've got somewhere to be. And I hope that's our perspective, and I hope that's my perspective, that I'm going somewhere. I've got a big vision. I'm looking down the road, and I just don't have time for the small pettiness. I don't have time to be spiteful. I don't have time to get back at you. I'm going somewhere. That's in my rear view. I want to be at an elevated place, and I hope you want to be at an elevated place too. And I think you will. I think you do. Because us humans, we're not as bad as they say we are, even when we're honking. But let's get to that elevated place, because the next generation is watching.